In this Gothic underground city, we all sin. If I bring a couple rounds with me, then we all win. I came back and brought the crown with me. The king's ten. Break your nexus and your neck, cause everybody's on your head.
Just might kick your butt, go run them up, then paint my nails. Never learned to raise my hand, was too busy raising hell. Everything I know I am, you should go and save yourself. Thought you had my number, huh? Congratulations, played yourself.
Underground utopia, dynasties and dystopia. Fear is never an option, so time's not a real phobia. I'm beating the odds, rising to every occasion. That's ever defeated the gods. Switch up the mind, nothing but champions coming. I'm rolling up one of those squad.
Hold still, but like back then. Talk back till I snap back. This ain't brown, this that dark black. This that pitch black, jet black. Snap your ex, watch me give them flashbacks.
Precious rising fast as lightning, they can't stop it now. If you ain't talking realness, then just change the topic now. They laughing at the top like they can't see the bottom. And they thought I needed help, but I got hit without them. I am sharper than a pack of 100 razor blades. When the smoke clears out of here, but they name go fade. I'ma be here doing it my way. They said I should change it up, but what did I say?
Oh yeah, you mad, I'm racking up white diamonds. Throw me in the sky, you would swear the sun shining. Oh yeah, you mad, I'm racking up white diamonds. Throw me in the sky, you would swear the sun shining.
Hold still, but like back then. Talk back till I snap back. This ain't brown, this that dark black. This that pitch black, jet black. Snap your ex, watch me give them flashbacks.
I get that magic all on me, I feel like I'm Tracy McGrady. Enemy circle around me 360, I count them with 8. I've been equipped with the spirit beside me since I was a baby. Just getting chaotic, I made me a product for causing the chaos right here when they win. This Gothic underground city, we all sin. If I bring a couple rounds with me, then we all win. I came back and brought the crown with me. The king's ten. Break your nexus and your neck, cause everybody's on your head.
Oh yeah, you mad, I'm racking up white diamonds. Throw me in the sky, you would swear the sun shining. Oh yeah, you mad, I'm racking up white diamonds. Throw me in the sky, you would swear the sun shining.
You know who it is, coming round again. We want a dose of this, right now it's KD8. I'm a goddess with a blaze, 소리처럼 내 이름 잊지 못하게 loud, 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 loud. I could take you to the top, 절대 멈추지 못해. 내가 끝내주는 bag, yeah, yeah, yeah. And when I started talk that, oh you know how to react. I'm a picture perfect face with the wild in my veins. You can hear it in my growl, 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 growl. So keep your eyes on me now. 무엇을 보든 좋아할 거야. 다 할 수 없는 래퍼. 나와 되길 원한 늘 확신해. We got it all in our hands now. So can you handle what we're all about? What's so tough? Let's get it, show you out. Can you feel the rush now? Ain't nobody bringing us down, 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 down. They could try, but we gonna wear the crown. You could go another round, 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 round. Wish you luck, but you're not bringing us down. We go hard till we get it, we go hard. We so in it, we pop stars. Only winning, winning now. Ain't nobody bringing us down, 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 down. You ready for this?
Let's go.
See, 언제든지 내 모습 매직 단 한 번에 내가 잡아 절대 기죽지 않지. 펴펴 네가 뭘 알아. 견딜 수 없어 원해도 원하는 게 얼굴에 보여. I'm trouble and you running it, I'm so cold. When I move that way you gon' be so blown. I'm the realest in the game, said I'm on fire with the blade. You're about to hear my name ringing in your head like whoa. So keep your eyes on me now. 무엇을 보든 좋아할 거야. We so tough, let's get it, show you out. Can you feel the rush now? Ain't nobody bringing us down, 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 down. They could try, but we gonna wear the crown. You could go another round, 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 round. Wish you luck, but you're not bringing us down. We go hard till we get it, we go hard. We so in it, we pop stars. Only winning, winning now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome To another edition of Fearless Undefeated, whatever you want to call it, TCL. We are a little bit late, folks. Apologies for that, but we have a fantastic match for you. It's going to be the Squirtle Squad facing off against Praise the Snek Daily. I'm Jaws, joined by Lyle. And Lyle, this is going to be an interesting matchup because we've got a couple of topsy-turvy matches leading up to this from both teams, but Praise the Snake Daily looking really, really strong, and Squirrel Squad not looking so bad themselves.
Yeah, so I have these two teams pegged in like the top 4. I think Praise Next Daily is either second or third, and I think Squirtle Squad is like 4th-ish, around that range. So it should be a pretty even matchup across the board. Most of the lanes are figuring out what they need to do. There were obviously some players that were not playing their roles at the beginning of the season, but I think they've all started to, at least on these two teams, get their roles figured out. Because obviously there was some fun stuff with being off role and not being available for practice and things like that. But I think these two teams at least have their grounds covered, so it should be fairly interesting to see.
Yeah, we do, and we saw them really kind of getting their footing in the first week, and totally different format. I think everybody is playing off role. I don't know if there's anybody that's actually playing in the role.
I think Rudy is the only one that might be on roll. Maybe it might be Rudy and maybe J Bob.
Oh, he's not on roll. He's a support player.
Rudy is off. Oh, right. Okay, so I think it's J Bob that's the only one that's on roll, and everyone else is in a role they have not played in TCL. They maybe play the role. Like I know Bully plays mid a lot, but he never played mid in TCL. So
no, that's
J Bob is not on roll.
That's true.
Okay,
yeah, J
Bob.
Bob.
I am incorrect.
I don't know. That might be. Well, hold up. That might be a troll. But yeah, because I believe J Bob played jungle the last time he played. Yeah, we'll have to see. But either way, we are remaking the lobby. We're going to be getting into things momentarily, but we had talked about a couple of the different picks that we were expecting to see. You mentioned 12-inch pulls out pretty much the Urgot or the Pantheon. It's been a couple of things that he's busted out, but it isn't kind of the traditional damage dealer that you typically like to see in the marksman role. On the other side, Ryoklu has just been absolutely slamming solo queue, trying to get, basically build up some muscle memory on the jungle side. Self-proclaimed, I don't jungle, please don't make me jungle player, which we all have. We all have those roles that we definitely played before.
I think,
but a lot of heavy hitters across the board.
Yeah, I don't think Ryoklu was very happy after her results of week 1. I couldn't tell you why that happened. Not anyone in this call at least caused that, but she had a difficulty in the series in game 1 or in week 1, and after that, I think she figured out that she needed to at least put some games on the roll, and she got some champs under her belt, and she started performing after that. But it was interesting in week 1, I guess is the best to describe it. But yeah, and then 12-inch, he's got some interesting picks. He basically will play Urgot or Pantheon in a full lethality build or full crit build sometimes too, or like kind of a mix of both, and pretty much just plays them as an assassin and will try to one-shot you off the map. But that's the ADC. So if he doesn't get ahead and you have no ADC, you have no consistent form of damage other than your mid laner who's maybe playing a mage, who maybe does consistent damage. If not, you have an assassin and then your top laner and jungler, and like you got your whole team, but you have an assassin as your ADC, who should be a consistent form of damage. So we'll see if it works out for him. It has worked out for him one time and has not worked out for him another time. So
Yeah, well, there's and we can maybe theorycraft this a little bit as we're having everybody filing into the lobby, but there are other places where you can put the sustained damage. We've seen 80 carries in the mid lane. Tristana, one of the favorites in both TCL and across the board. With a couple of different folks, but top lane as well. You sometimes see some more bruisery or AD heavy picks. But yeah, theorycraft this for me. Let's say that he's running the assassin. Where is that sustained damage coming from elsewhere?
So he has Control and Boobly and Ryoklu. So I think Control would likely pick a bruiser, is what I'd assume. I don't think he's been playing many tanks. I could be wrong on that, but he's been playing some mages as well. Like he's been picking some mid lane mages. So it could be a mid lane mage. It could also just be hold on, and it could, but it's probably had a bruiser. Jungle Ryoklu would likely pick a bruiser. I think she could maybe play a tank, but I think she's been putting a lot of time on bruisers. Mid lane will probably be an artillery mage like a Hui or a Xerath. I think he's played some Annie as well, but which is not an artillery mage, but similar, just champs that can burst you out from long range or mid range. All right, I'm joining.
Yeah, and with Boobly had a great series last week. He was on. I saw Mel. He was Mel, and then I believe it was the Hui as well, and looking really, really good on just as you mentioned, artillery mages putting down the deep. So potentially creating that sustained damage situation in the event that the assassin doesn't get going. But when you have a master player and they're on one of their best champions, that's a pretty good bet.
And Caridian as well, just as an aside, has been playing some off-role champions in the support role. He's played Silas. He might have played Lee Sin. He was practicing Cassante early in the season, but I don't think he's brought out in an actual game yet. So there might also just be random jungle champions showing up in the support role as well. He's also played actual support still. Like I know he's played Senna, and there's been some other stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, Caridian literally plays absolutely everything, so that doesn't surprise me. I think he's one of those omni role players where you can kind of slot him in anywhere, and he's going to be good. Lee Sin, one of his favorite champions, so we'll see. Control's kind of the same thing where he plays absolutely everything. He's got a champion ocean, but we are finally in a champion select. Remember, y'all, it is fearless, so the champions we see in this game, we will not see for the rest of the series. And so those bans, however, not being the case, there's Hui being aimed at Boobly right away.
Yeah, I think there might be an Urgot or a Pantheon ban. I don't think they would ban both, though. That's the one. But they might think they can beat it. Yone and Yasuo are definitely getting banned from Hippo. That's pretty much those have been perma banned every single series against him because there's not really a point in giving him those two.
Yeah, and it also really makes sense because of Sandy Snake's propensity for AP champions, right? If Hippo can run an AD, opens up Sandy to run an AP top. Maybe Luciv can run an AP jungler. So if you want to run a double AP jungle top, you absolutely need that AD. But we see the Pantheon ban being aimed at 12-inch, as we'd mentioned.
Yes. So Luciv will not play AP champions. I have not seen him pick a single AP champion on any of his match history. He only plays AD Bruisers, Kindred, and Graves. So Rumble is aimed at Sandy. He was very good at Rumble against us. He still has a Silas. Never mind, they banned it. So, the stream isn't for our producer, the stream is not seeing the bans, by the way. Okay, okay, we got it now. Okay, yeah. So, and then Malphite's last. That was also probably at Sandy. We were banning it against Sandy as well. Yep. So. And I didn't even notice
Sandy's always been a fantastic. Oh yeah, it is, and that was an immediate first pick. Well, we had mentioned before, Sandy's been running Rumble every season. When Sandy has Rumble up, he takes it. That was one of those AP champions that we were hoping. But with the Yasuo locked in, Sandy can run kind of what he wants in terms of the top lane, and he's gonna have a lot of options. But Luciv, you mentioned basically playing AD carry in the jungle. It's jungler friendly AD carries.
So he plays more of the AD bruisers, kind of like the Nefiri, the Xin Zhao, the Jarvan, the Pantheon, those types of champions. He just also has some games on Kindred and Graves, but I don't think he's planning on playing them in TCL. He only has like 1 or 2 games of them. I've stalked his match history, I guess is the best way to describe it. I've been stalking all the junglers' match history. But I would assume Sandy's going to play Gragas, because it is a very good combo with Yasuo, and he's played Gragas a bunch already in TCL. I don't know if he'll pick it here, though. He might wait until later in the draft to pick it, but it might get banned if they don't pick it here, because it is kind of... Silas and Rumble have been banned, and that's like the only other AP champion I believe he's picked. So yeah, and the nice thing about Gragas, and there's the Kindred. So I guess I was wrong a little bit because this is going to be a Kindred jungle. Yeah. He certainly is. The red team is the Squirtle Squad. It's Control's team. And there's a Nautilus, that'll be for music. He's been kind of just playing tanks and Karma, so.
Yeah. Yes, he
there might
certainly
be
is.
an Urgot pick here. Maybe. It's hard to guess. They could go Urgot. They could go... I think Jarvan is the jungler, I would assume. Vex is definitely the mid laner. So... Or actually, Jarvan could be support as well. But there is the Urgot. So yeah, they have a bunch of flexes. Or they have a flex. So... It's weird, because Caridian could just bring that Jarvan bot lane and play Jarvan support. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, yep. So I'm gonna let Lyle continue to champ select. My Discord is bugging slightly. I'm gonna do a quick reset. I'll be right back. Lyle, take it away.
Yeah. Okay, so there does go the Gragas. I assumed that if that didn't get picked, it would get banned. It was a very good combo with Yasuo. I don't know what Sandy will play now. I think it has to be an AD Bruiser, unless he whips out a Mage or something. I don't think he has any other AP. Maybe a Gwen. I don't know if he plays Gwen, but I guess Gwen is the last AP champ. Oh, and Kale, I guess, as well. Kale or Gwen, maybe, but I don't know if he wants to. I don't know if he feels comfortable on those two. Caridian wouldn't dare. Okay, I mean, maybe Caridian. Maybe it is just a Ryoklu jungle. She has played it, but they both play it, so it's a flex, or at least. It's a flex for my eyes right now.
Yeah, the Nautilus jungle.
And Mord. Oh, I didn't even think of Mord, but yeah, he's also an AP champ. I keep forgetting the classic TCL Mordekaiser that everyone plays. I guess they just banned their support on blue side. Because...
Yep.
They'd be banning tops, but they don't know if, like, because I guess the Urgot could also be top. I didn't mention that. The Urgot could just be top, and then 12-inch picks at ADC. So, I would, like, it's assumed that it'll be bot lane, because 12-inch plays it, and they've played it bot lane, but we'll have to wait till the draft finalizes. Okay, it is Urgot ADC. Ornn top. And we'll see what gets picked into that by Sandy. And also what they pick as their bot laner. Okay, so there's the AP. It's the Ziggs, which is going to be the ADC.
I think we are good. Hopefully I didn't... Thank you, Mr. Producer. Oh, you can hear Lyle echo. All right, let me turn this down a little bit. Alrighty, wonderful. Not lagging. Thanks, y'all. Yeah, so we have the volley. It's probably going to be... Yeah, this is probably going to be volley with a support Nautilus, maybe? Oh, no, never mind.
No, so
it's Ziggs,
the Ziggs is the ADC. The Ziggs is the ADC. That's definitely...
Yeah, with Nautilus support Yorick top.
Yeah. Yes, so... This Ornn is going to be struggling, is, I guess, the best way to describe it. That matchup is very hard.
Yeah, that's miserable.
He has, like...
To no end, yeah.
He's got, like, to level 4, and then the matchup becomes really unplayable for the rest of the game. Is, I guess, the best way to describe it. And that is a... Vladimir? What?
Wait, hold up.
Is
Wait,
it Vex
could it
support?
be a Vladimir top?
It might be Vex support.
Yeah. Or a Vex... Oh, do we have double
No,
AP?
Caridian just switched away. Caridian just switched away from the Vex, so... It's Ornn support?
Okay.
Okay, I mean...
Talk to me about this. Is this a new meta thing that I missed, or is this just bizarre?
From what I understand, I'm pretty sure Vladimir is also terrible into Yorick, so I don't think it's even that good of a counter pick. But Ornn functionally does nothing until level 6 in the bot lane. He has, if he gets to level 13, he can start giving his teammates items, or he gives himself an item, and then he can start giving his teammates items. But supports don't have the XP economy for that to usually be a thing. So, I mean, I guess if this game goes to like 40 minutes and they have items from Ornn support, then they'll have the lead. But I think I mean, I guess this entire game is dependent on how hard this Vex beats the Yasuo, because the Vex versus Yasuo matchup is very Vex favored, and how much Ryoklu can impact these lanes. Because bot lane on Squirtle Squad's team should have literally no kill pressure on the Ziggs Nautilus. The Urgot and Ornn, until they are at least level 6, should not have any way to kill this Ziggs unless he mispositions like insanely hard. Show us what's behind the hanging sheet. It's just a soundproofing because it's just a room. But
yeah, you're good. Yeah, no, I mean the kill pressure out of the Jarvan is always going to be huge, right? Level 2, level 4, level 6, and then by contrast, Lucive's just going to want to farm away. And it's a pretty safe. If you look at all of his lanes, all of his lanes are fairly safe except for the Yasuo. So
yes,
and Hippo, not known for his restraint, is going to have to be really, he's going to have to play really carefully and not hit the go button and try to engage. That said, he could take advantage of mispositionings by Vex. If Boobly, let's say, misses a skill shot or two, Yasuo attacks him on cooldown. That is the unique pressure of an assassin. Similarly, if Jazz lands a hook and they're able to get a couple of good harasses, it's gonna have to be land a hook, harass, because if they try to engage in on the Urgot.
So this Nautilus, in a perfect world, should leave bot lane at level 3 and never come back.
Yeah, right.
He should just go get milk and just leave his ADC, because this bot lane, literally their only engage ability on this Ziggs is Ornald. Like, unless Ziggs just walks into Urgot and gets hit by an Urgoty, the only way they have to ever hit the Ziggs is with an Ornal. And if the Ornal hits, he's probably dead, but he has to be level 6 to even have ult. So
yeah.
But yeah, top lane should be very difficult for Vladimir. I don't even see a universe where that's playable at any point. They have to. I think Ryoklu is going to probably have to try to play for top to try to get her Vladimir into the game, because it's a difficult matchup early.
And Yorick is fairly close range, and he doesn't really have a lot of escape tools or mobility. So there's a lot of kill potential there. But like you said, if he's just abusing the Vlad, we'll have to see. Yorick, however, does push pretty. He pushes passively, so you're gonna have situations. You did mention though that Vex can get going on the Yasuo. So if you can get the Yasuo behind, there's an opportunity to give Boobly a bit of a running start and then kind of leave him alone. So yeah, like you said, Ryoklu, who, as we said, not as comfortable, starting to get more comfortable in the jungle, has a lot of really tough decisions to make that are going to decide how her team is able to succeed. And that's what they're going to need to do. On the other side, it just seems like the win conditions are a little bit easier. So here's my question for you. Who do you think is going to take game 1?
I think, with how much I've been gassing it up, I think Sandy's team is the better team comp. Now, 12-inch might pull out some crazy gameplay, or Vex might get fed, or Jarvan might get fed, and it might be really easy for them. They might just stomp them. But I think just having these insanely stronger bot lane and top lane give the Kindred a lot of prio to just walk into enemy team's jungle and take camps. And if that starts happening, the red team, they have no way to deal with that. They have just the Kindred. If the Kindred gets ahead, they pretty much lose. And they also have to deal with a Yorick that's likely split pushing them, a Ziggs that is deleting all their turrets, and a Yasuo that probably isn't doing anything.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways for Praise the Snake to win, and I agree with you. I think they won draft. They have a much stronger team composition, and there's just so much that has to go right for the Squirtle squad. And the Urgot, as you mentioned, is one of them. As we see Hippo going immediately aggressive onto Boobly. You mentioned that this is a very Vex-favored matchup, and Hippo, definitely taking a pretty big chunk.
So every time that he uses an E, it applies one of the marks for Vex that she can immediately auto-attack. It also counts as an auto-reset. So every time Yasuo uses an E, Vex can right-click him and do like 100 damage.
Yeah. Ooh, on the other side, Control actually really using his positioning. You know, he is a mid laner and he's played a lot of Vlad, so definitely not going to count him out.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's
Hippo is already out of
fine.
potion.
It's fine level 1 and like 2 and 3 for Vlad, but the moment Yorick starts getting some points and abilities, Vlad has no way to kill the ghouls, and if he gets stuck in the Vladimir or in the Yorick W, he has no way out of the Yorick W. He just is stuck in there.
Yep.
Because his auto attack speed is just too slow to break it.
Yep.
But
no, and got two empowered two encounter Qs, and so trying to get an early push going, get as much, as you said, get as much pressure as he can onto Sandy before things start flipping. Good timing, but still getting bonked by some of those guys. Hippo able to get a little bit of harass down, but you mentioned, right, pretty disadvantageous lane. He's already out of pots and he's at half health on the bot line. Jazz taking a lot of harass as well.
Yeah, he's
pushed under, so good deep vision for 12 Vision Caridian.
What I'm seeing is that Caridian has been Wing the not Qs.
Oh,
so it's giving him the unstoppable.
Oh,
and
sorry, I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if you saw the York. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Exactly what you were talking about, where he got him stuck in the W, and he had Control had minion aggro, so he took a ton of minion damage.
Yeah, so there was a recent Yorick change, probably like 4 or 5 patches ago, where they made it that every ghoul took 2 autos to kill instead of 1, which is why this is so problematic for Vladimir, as he has no way to kill these ghouls, no way to kill the W. So if he gets hit by a Yorick, he just gets chunked. And then also if he is for some reason fighting Yorick, like full blown, he's just probably dying.
Yep.
And
Ryoku looking to apply pressure, but Luciv is there first. Gonna be able to get topside scuttle pressure.
I think that was the mark.
Yeah, it was. And Ryoku coming back down, just some indecision in a 1v2 situation, has to flash out immediately. So Ryoku just unsure on the decision making, trying to apply some pressure to Sandy, as we see a knockup from Caridian, getting pulled down, gets a turret aggro, another satchel charge, forced to flash out, but that's going to be first blood for the Ziggs Nautilus bottom lane, punishing an over-aggressive positioning from Caridian.
Yeah, that's the, like probably best case scenario for this bot lane for blue side, because from what should be happening, blue side shouldn't really be able to kill the Urgot Ornn, but the Urgot Ornn also shouldn't be able to kill the Ziggs not. So getting a kill there is incredibly worthwhile for getting the Ziggs with more gold to be able to just clear waves sooner and faster.
Yeah, the Ziggs able to get ahead. Unfortunately, Nautilus did get the kill, so not able to give Ziggs all of the gold. But as you mentioned, we're going to see if Jazz is going to continue doing a little bit of babysitting duty, or if he's going to maybe team up with Luciv and go hunting, because Luciv, with a little bit of that extra CC, could start snowballing.
Yeah, he's already got a mark, so he's already ahead. I think, yeah, he's not gonna get the second one. It's on like Jarvan's Gromp, which is taken already. But I think they still spawn on Scuttles right now, so there might be a fight over the next Scuttle whenever that spawns, which is probably like a minute from now. That'll probably be the most likely thing to fight over in the near future.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, about 5.5 minutes in, outside of that first blood, fairly slow start for both sides. Oh man, big chunk though from Control. So that matchup, as we had discussed it, not quite playing out the way that we were expecting. Another knockup from Caridian, just being really aggressive in trying to land as many knockups as he can. And here's the return hook, Root going down, 12-inch getting low, Jazz taking a lot of damage. Good satchel charge again. Wow, great satchel charges on both sides, securing the kill and protecting his support.
Yeah, it's when he satchel charges the Urgot, it looks like it messes up the Urgot's W and just stop. I mean, obviously it just stops him from auto attacking, but he gets knocked away and isn't allowed to auto. And here's Jarvan.
Yeah, here comes Ryoku jumping in. Does not have flash though, critically after having to use it to get away. So just gonna go in, flag and drag, take a whoop into the face, and have to walk out. Unfortunately, nothing really doing. Jarvan has to slink back to the jungle and hopefully grab that Gromp, which is the mark.
Believe it is already taken. If it isn't, I will be surprised, but I will check that. I'm trying.
Actually, crucially, can we get a jump on Dragon? Because it looks like Dragon is actually being started by Ryoklu, trying to get something, even though she wasn't able to get a kill in the bottom side. So that is being started. Caridian is coming into the mid lane. Luciv is there as well. Hippo's incredibly low. He's still sticking around. I don't know if you want to stay here, man. Caridian, though, in the other jungle. Hippogriff actually having to flash away from Boobly. Luciv going incredibly low. Boobly, though, is there, walks into vision, but is full health, and there is going to be Dragon. First Dragon actually going to the Squirtle squad in just a very strange standoff in the mid lane.
Yeah, I would say that was a risky play by the blue team. Once the Vex got out of the gank, they should have just given up on it and not tried to mess around with it anymore, because the orange showed up and it just made it pretty much the Vex was out of there. And I mean, she didn't even take very much damage, so it was a difficult gank no matter how you looked at it.
Yeah, it certainly was, and we see actually Jazz gonna soak up as much XP as he can as Ziggs had to back off as the tower went crashing in. Yorick, on the other hand, does have
the maiden now.
He does have the maiden, and so he's going to be pushing a lot harder. Does get the bonk down on a Control. Control is going to be running back under his turret. Yeah, we're seeing those minions. Oh, man. The tower's going to take him down one at a time, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, here comes Push City with the maiden, and we already see Sandy just setting up shop. He's gonna ward. He's gonna try to ward down and do things.
There's a mark on the grub scuttle. So
I was just gonna say. Yep. That's so.
Yeah.
And Hippo losing a little bit of health, and Lucid beelining straight to it. They do have good vision in that river. That was what Sandy was dropping. So it looks like they're just setting up for the scuttle straight into Grub's. Ryoklu, however, is there, so we may see a bit of a skirmish.
They know the flag is there. They have vision. They see it happening. So.
Yeah, there's a conversation, but it looks like Crazy Snake Daily is on the same page. Ryoklu's going to come in and try to take something, but this is a 1v2 situation, trying to kite away for Boobly. Boobly's going in, and there goes Ryoklu going down. Boobly dumping down a whole lot of damage, but Control getting... Oh, man. He's actually not able to get into the fight. Sandy is just dragging him and trapping him, and Luciv is just going to go get more. Goes invulnerable, going to try to get him as low as possible. See you later. That's going to be 2 for nothing and grubs for Praise the Snake Daily.
There was also a 1-for-1 bot lane, and so it was a 3-for-1, but yeah, it was the Nautilus for the Urgot.
Yeah, that's yeah, I think that's probably going to be worth it. The Urgot, yeah, although the Urgot did get a kill, so he's going to be able to get moving. But Ziggs is going, and here goes Sandy on that Yorick. You'd mentioned before teleport being dropped. He's probably going to be able to sneak this last plate before Vlad gets in. Yep, there's the plate. Here, actually, it's going to be Boobly covering the top, so we may be looking at a lane swap. Yes, we are. We're going to see Vex in the top side, and Control going back to his beloved mid lane, and going to try to do something about this Yasuo.
And the blue side did just get triple grubs, so the Yorick does have the little grubbling thing that makes the game really annoying to play, especially if you're playing against a Yorick who just perma-split pushes. He's going to be eating towers for lunch and every other meal of the day.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of eating, we've got 3 folks in the mid lane looking for lunch for themselves. Jazz going after Control, but Control able to pull away, and they're looking for a bit of a response, but they don't really have the minion wave. Good vision control on that bottom mid line brush, and Caridian getting some deep vision for himself. And they are setting up again for Dragon, which is going to be spawning in about a minute, so they're getting way ahead of where they want to be. They've got control wards, going to be able to track that mid laner movement, but with the Ziggs hitting his first item, he's going to be able to push pretty hard, so it's going to be tough for them to get that bottom lane priority as we see the scuttle start to hit and Dragon not too far behind.
The Kindred also has Triforce.
Oh, can we go bot side? Go bot side. Yep. Oh yeah, and there's... Oh, I thought they were gonna... Oh, nope, just kidding. They're I thought they were gonna fight, and they ran away from each other.
They were looking. Yeah, the Kindred has Triforce, and I think the Yorick likely has gold for just about the entirety of Triforce as well if he recalls. I think he's sitting on a lot of gold right now, because I don't think he's actually reset since he hit that tower.
Yeah, and it
But
looks like
they're gonna.
I was gonna say I don't know. This is a bit of a late back for. They're basically giving Snek Daily is basically giving Squirtle Squad priority. Luciv is walking in, but the rest of the Squirtle Squad is there. Ryoklu going to get a couple chunks down onto Luciv, goes for the full dunk. Iridian flashing in, getting the ulti as well. See you later. And that's going to be a dead smite. That's going to be definitely a scuttler, and this could be Dragon number 2 for the Squirtle Squad.
They did use a lot of ults on that, but they didn't take any damage, so I think they're fine to just take it. Like, I don't think blue team can contest unless Kindred can respawn and get back somehow.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen. The Kindred
Yeah, it
is
looks like they're trying
about
to
to come up, but they are a bit pinched. So we see 4 members, and again, indecision. Is the other smite gonna go down? Big shield, keeping Ryoklu alive. The dragon is still up. I didn't see who got it. Yeah, okay, Ryoklu was able to secure it, and it looks like 12-inch and Control are running over this fight despite the numbers advantage. No longer a numbers advantage, but watch out for that Ziggs damage. Control trying to extend this fight as much as he can, but here comes Luciv with the cleanup. Gonna be able to get 12-inch. He's gonna go again. Gonna chase down Control. I don't know if Control has the speed for this. One more hippity hop, and that's gonna do it. If Luciv is able to go for the hip. Oh, no, he's not. Okay, so he's just gonna. Oh, wait, actually, he might. Is he really? Oh, no.
He has the embers to get out.
Oh, no, he's not gonna get it. Great escape from Control, but that's gonna be a great win for Praise the Snake Daily. Dragon number 2, however, going to Squirtle Squad. So the game is close in terms of dragons, but a 3,000 gold lead for Praise the Snake Daily. As Luciv maybe overstaying his welcome, going for the greeted for the Gromp, and Ryoklu and him in a 1v1. I agree was definitely going to take this one. Oh,
he got pulled out of his vault. He wanted the mark, but he didn't even get the smite for the mark. So he didn't, because that was his 4th mark, which would have been the one where he gets the range.
Yeah.
But unlucky, I guess.
A little bit of greed, I would say. I was thinking about that. He overextended a bit for the Control kill, stayed for the Gromp, and yeah, just was not able to get out fast enough, and Ryoklu punished him.
Yeah, Sandy did get the first tower though, so Praise the Snake Daily did also get the feats during that whole play. And he is now bot side to do what Yorick does best, which is kill turrets.
Yes, he certainly is. His teleport is up, his maiden is live and sucking the life out of minions. All is right in the world. Control getting away with barely any health, as Hippo also starting to turn on himself, getting his first major item, got his speedy boots. Ryoklu, however, is there, so this is going to be a 2v2 situation with Vex not far behind, so Vex may be able to come in. This is going to be a 3v3 with Sandy. They do have the minion wave, does Praise the Snake Daily, and so Ziggs as well joining the party. So this could just turn into an absolute fiesta, depending upon where people go. Caridian does get the knockout onto Jazz. Jazz running for his life. Boobly dropping the deeps, flies in, gets the fear. He's going to get him. Finally, Sandy looking for the return kill onto Ryoklu. Caridian gets the bonk. It's a bit of a double bonk, but Sandy flashes out. Great wall to stay alive, and Hippo covering his escape. So all told, looks like actually just a 1 for 0 in favor of Squirtle Squad. Not more bloodshed.
Yeah,
and another turret goes down. Nice play by 12-inch while all of that was happening.
Yeah, getting a kill and a turret while having the other team just over forcing on top. Oh, but Kindred did just get her 4th mark.
Yes, she did, and she is making Caridian feel it with that additional range. Couple more hits, and that is, oh wow, great fear. And Luciv actually may pay for this one. His ulti is not up. He's just going to have to hop away. Oh, man. Max range, and the aggro is not going to do it. So Luciv barely getting away. Yeah, that was so close. Barely out of the hitbox of that Jarvan Q.
Yeah, the Boobly tried to make a play with Rift Herald to get the Rift Herald to be a paid actor and kill Kindred, but sadly Rift Herald is not that easy to pay off.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Rift Herald responds to loud noises and charges without discrimination. So that's what's happening. On the top side, we see just a pretty standard settling in. We see Ziggs doing what he does best, pushing hard, and he's going to try to get that mid-outer down, but we see Jazz landing a good hook, but a lot of people are there in response. Going to have to be careful about that. Boobly able to match able to match the mid lane push. Lucip is there as well, so just a lot of pushing, a lot of poking as we approach the 17-minute mark, and the gold lead critically has closed for the Squirtle Squad. They are staying in this one, and they are very, very close to Soul Point.
Urgot is struggling killing these ghouls, though. Oh my! Like, just watch how long it takes to kill them.
Yeah, it is, but he does have that rapid fire, so he's able to get those double hits out a bit better than.
So Urgot's
pretty much everybody else.
Urgot's W sadly does not work like that. Urgot's W, every single auto attack deals 1/3 the damage of an actual auto attack from Urgot. So it actually takes, like, I think if it excluded his passive, I think it takes 6 autos, but with his passive, it's like 3, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's still difficult, and it eats his passives, so.
That's a very good point. So terrible matchup for him. Like, yeah, the Yorick pick. Once again, we are not going to see this Yorick pick in game 2. I'm loving Fearless, where you can't just run the same stuff all day, every day. But we're going to see likely a contest. Yeah, all of praise to Snake is here except for Hippo. Hippo does not have teleport, crucially. And if you're looking at the potential teleport
he might
matchup,
be dying as well.
Yeah, he might be dying. Can we get a quick jump? Can I go up to top lane? Mr. Producer, go up to top lane. Thank you. Yeah, he is dying, and he's dead. There's Control on a killing spree. 3-1-0. He is well past the Vlad turn-on mark of level 9. The rest of the team is trying to make up for Hippo losing that 1v1. They do have Scuttle control, and we're seeing 12-inch pushed under his turret as well. So Ryoklu coming in for the flank. Sandy out of position, but Caridian crucially misses his bounce. And it's just going to be an execute flashing over the wall. But 12-inch, you are incredibly low. Is that going to be a support kill? No, Ziggs is actually going to get the kill. So Jazz rolling in, able to get some cleanup crew. And now Lucip and Jazz are going to push down this bottom lane as we see Control looking to join the rest of his team. And it's just a 2v3. So a bloody 2-for-2 across the map. Dragon still alive. But yeah,
it was a
both
3-for-3.
Still
there
alive.
Was,
oh, excuse me. Yeah,
there was a kill on there was a kill on Vex and there was a kill on Ziggs in mid lane.
Yep, absolutely. Hard to track the action when people are dying all across the map. This game fairly spread out. We haven't seen. I don't think we've seen a full 5v5 team fight quite yet. We've seen a lot of skirmishing, a lot of split pushing, but no total all-out brawls yet.
I think at least right now, both teams are the type of team comps which prefer skirmishes, though, because the actual team fight prowess of blue team is not that crazy. It's just that they have so much split push capability and like catch out. But 5v5, the Ornn ult and the Jarvan and the Vex CC are just kind of way stronger, and it looks like they are going to get the 3rd dragon on red as well.
Yep, they're going to be trading Herald for dragons. Going to be Soul Point for the Squirtle Squad. We didn't mention that it is going to be a Cloud Drake, so take it for whiz. But here we go, all 5 members. My wish is your command. That's going to be an immediate kill. 2 down for the Squirtle Squad, and then it's just going to be clean up City. Seal later. Caridian getting a fadeaway kill onto the Vex, so 3 for nothing and a dragon, and that's probably going to be mid-outer going down as well. Squirtle Squad evening it up and starting to pull ahead with their momentum.
Yeah, the blue split up, and they sent 2 to Herald, and then they sent 3 mid for the Ziggs to get turret, but the Ziggs, I think, mistimed his W, so he didn't get to execute on the turret. And then once Yorick and Kindred took the Herald, the Kindred hopped the wall because she wanted to go to the mark on Krugs, and that's when Red engaged on the 3 that were mid lane. And Yorick, I think, was going top as well. So it was just kind of a good play by Red.
Yeah, so Sandy is doing his best to use the Herald to his team, but we did mention Otacon also going to the Squirtle Squad. So Squirtle Squad is completely gassed up right now, and they're just looking to fight. Because correct me if I'm wrong, they got feats, they've got Otacon, they've got Soul Point.
They do not have feats. They do have Soul Point and Otacon though.
Snek's got feats, so we got buffs on both sides.
Yeah, I think at this point, so no one's bought the enhanced boots. Generally, you don't want to get them at this point in the game, but also they don't actually, looks like they don't have 2 items on like any of them yet, so they can't get it. But Otacon is generally bigger, I think, in my opinion. It gives you a lot of XP and a lot of adaptive force. And that's just, and you also get some slows on kill. Those are kind of irrelevant, but the stats that you get from taking it are just kind of insane. It's an insane boost of power just for free with quotation marks.
Yeah, it is so free. Speaking of gold and speaking of items, let's just take a look. Looks like we might have a bit of a pause 22 minutes in. As soon as I say that, they're probably going to fight. But you know, we've got completed items across the board. I think we've got a couple. I think everybody's got their major items. These 2 Triforces on the side of Praise the Snek Daily. We've got the lethality that you had mentioned from the Urgot, as well as an Eclipse on the Jarvan. And
so that is
control.
It's somewhat normal. Yeah, that's normal. That's normal on Jarvan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so just thinking more extra damage on the Jarvan, at least for that first item, and then yeah, Vlad being Vlad, getting the mobility, and now going into the AP as we see Hippo actually engaging 12-inch.
I think this is really ambitious for Yasuo. Yeah, I don't think he's strong enough to fight this. If he gets hit by an Urgot E, he is dead just from full health.
Yeah, he really is. Sandy trying to continue to make a split push happen, but Vlad getting to the point where he's able to do the wave clear. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the AP artillery mages are wave clearing and doing their best to continue to CS up. About 23 minutes in, and yeah, this game, the only real 5v5 wasn't even a 5v5. It was a 5v3, and Hippo's actually going for the Urgot. Gonna have to watch out. The flash out actually forces the flash for 12-inch, and yeah, he's gonna have to back off. And Hippo may go for a tower dive.
In extended trades, the Yasuo is stronger, but he's also Hippo, so he's overextending.
Yeah, and he's gonna die. 9999. See you later.
Yeah. Most unshocking overextension
4-9's
ever.
also the German for no. So yeah, that was a big no for me.
Kindred might get a mark here. Okay, she is going to get it. She is at, I think, 6 right now. Yeah, 6. So 1 off another range increase. I would assume she gets out of this. Maybe not, actually. She has ult.
She is slowed. She got knocked up, double knocked up, and popped. Caridian grabbing another kill. Bloodthirsty support. Sandy comes in a little bit late, says no thank you, and he's going to flash out and probably be able to get away. So a bit of a whoopsie from Praise the Snake Daily and Squirrel Squad. Let's see if they can take advantage. Praise the Snake, though, taking advantage of their own team's accidental distraction, and they're going to take mid-inner, but control is there. Unfortunately, he's very low on mana. Sandy is there. Ryoku's going to jump in, try to get the kill onto Jazz. Jazz is just delaying the inevitable. Control going to sustain his way through. Teleport is coming in. The Maiden is continuing to drain Control, and 12-inch is there. Ryoku trying to stay on this Ziggs, who is out of mana, but not quite out of luck. Does survive the poke, flashing in, gets junked, but forces the flash and ult, and Hippo may actually be able to get this one. No, wow, Ryoku knowing the limits, and maybe, just maybe, they will finally get this outer mid. Yes, they will. Good job, Squirtle Squad. You did it.
That was really bad timing as well for them to be dying there because the soul is coming up.
Yep, and the soul, and it's an infernal soul, actually.
Lucio has to go for a steal, I think. I think he has to just top the wall, pop ult, and he can't even pop ult because it'll save the dragon. He has to just hop in and hope that he can get it.
Yep, just trying to hope that the pressure, that his presence is pressure, but good control ward on the side of the Squirtle Squad, denying vision and making sure that Lucid cannot go for the steal.
Yeah, he can't get close.
Yeah, he's super low now. Control actually just kills him straight up. So that's going to be Soul. That's going to be the go button. Ghost and Belt. And Control says, yes, I would like to fight. Thank you very much. Lashes forward, super aggressive, and just obliterating this Snake team. Wow. That was insane.
Yeah, at this point, they're going to Baron. There's no one up to stop them. They've got Soul. Their top laner and their ADC, with quotation marks, are fed. It's rough. I think the best bet is they somehow one-shot Urgot in a fight before it happens, and then it's just they have to deal with Vladimir. But at this point, they were not able to get a lead when they should have, and it's becoming very difficult to play now.
Yeah, wards win games. That control ward forcing Luciv to be more aggressively positioned than he needed to be, and Control just sniffed blood and then sucked all of Luciv's out, followed by 2 more of his teammates. That was one of the most aggressive engages led by the Vlad that I have seen this season, probably because I think it's the only Vlad game that I've seen this season. But wow, that was a fun one.
Yeah, I think it might be the first Vlad pick this season. I could be wrong though. I don't think it's been picked in any of our games.
Yeah, we'll have to get Spirit of Stats to confirm that for us, but I haven't really seen a Vlad otherwise. But now almost 6,000 gold lead, 27 minutes in for the Squirtle squad. We both called Praise the Snake Daily to win this game 1. On paper, they looked like the superior draft. They looked like they had way more win conditions. But when you have a 7-1-6 Vladimir who is just chunking people and a 9-4-4 Urgot, yeah, you're gonna have some problems.
Yeah, the red team has been shutting down this Yorick very well. I will give them that. They have not let the Yorick take a single turret since the first turn of the game. He has been stuck. He's been stuck in bot lane or top lane for like about 15 minutes now, just kind of pushing waves, and then the Wizards getting caught in front of him. I think they've been sending usually like 2 to 3 to just threaten like a fight. And he has to just back off and respect it, and it's making it very difficult for him to play.
Yeah, as a team, Squirtle Squad is coordinating just better. They've got better wave control, and we see 12-inch in a 1v2 situation just going to immediately delete Luciv. Sandy Snake may get the return kill, but Smite off the board once again, and I think he's actually going to get out. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we see mid-inner going down, Control going legendary, and now the inhibitor turret being threatened with that Baron-powered minion.
Yeah, Luciv's having a little bit of difficulty hitting his R. I don't know what's going on there. There's been a couple times where he should have used it, but I think that one definitely there, he would have been saved by it, or at least would have survived the Urgot ult.
Yeah, and yeah, astutely pointed out in chat as we were all mesmerized by the inhibitor slowly going down, Vex 1v1ing the Yasuo again. So just as a team across the board, it's almost a 1-3-1 or a 1-1-2-2. These small pockets of the Squirtle squad are just wreaking havoc across the Praise the Snake Daily's base.
Yeah, it's difficult. How long on Elder? Probably 2 minutes.
I was gonna say, perfect timing on the yawn, dude.
Game's probably gonna end within 2 minutes. I think it's either gonna be the Elder fight or just before that, just some random fight that happens and then ends. But I think the game ends at Elder.
Yeah, more than likely, this is gonna have to be an Elder last stand, and at this point, the wallet throw is in full effect with the Urgot and the Vladimir. We've got a death cap now for Control and the makings of a Zhonya's. And once he has that Zhonya's, he's basically going to be indestructible. But yeah, I'm just trying to look at what would need to go perfectly. I'm just maybe just a perfectly layered Wombo that lets Lucid
Nautilus.
Clean up. That's all
Nautilus
I can think of.
Hits 5 people all at once, and then Yasuo hits R. Ziggs hits a big ult QE on all of that, and Yorick puts them all in W, and it's not going to happen.
Ziggs can't do that because he's dead. Ryoku gets the dunk and is going to continue to look for more. Gonna knock Luciv up. Jazz misses his hook. He's going to flash out to try to body block as much as he can, but Control is just in the back line, ripping people up with his team. That's going to be game 1 going to the Squirtle squad. Now remember, folks, all of these champions are not going to be available in game 2, but a 30-minute commanding second half victory going to the Squirtle squad and proving both of us wrong.
Yeah, that Vladimir got very fed, and that Urgot got very fed. And that was kind of the deal breaker. I think the Vex, the Jarvan got her teammates ahead, or his teammates ahead, so that's all he had to really do. But yeah, that was a Vladimir and Urgot show.
Yeah, absolutely. And the role players doing their job. We were a bit of a head scratcher around the Caridian Ornn, but the Ornn did his thing as well. You mentioned before, a little behind on the items, not able to get the additional utility that you would expect from getting Ornn going. But yeah, could I just take a look? Yeah, so yep, that's about what we expected. But I always like to check vision score because I want to see who won the vision battle. I saw a lot of really good control wards placed. Yeah, by Caridian specifically, able to kind of get that defensive control ward and then the advance wards. But yeah, well played by every member of the Squirtle Squad to build a comprehensive team victory. Yeah, any final thoughts before we go into a quick break?
No, I don't. I don't have any.
Yeah, number one damage dealt and number one damage taken. I think
Yeah.
that pretty much tells it all.
Getting a Urgot throwing stuff at you the whole game and also getting to heal a ton kind of
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, absolutely. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have to see if Squirtle Squad is going to be able to 2-0 this series, or if Praise Snake Daily is going to take us to scrapes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Pantheon.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to week 4 of season 8 of the Tilt Champions League. It is Fearless Edition this season, and the SQRTL squad was absolutely fearless in the face of a first half. Just, I don't even know how to describe it. Praise the Snake looked
Blowout.
real good early. And in the second half, SQRTL squad, they came roaring back, and that dragon moment where Control was able to pick off Luciv and just run the fight over, they never looked back after that moment.
Yeah, they had them getting all those dragons early. It was also very difficult to play. Praise Daily had to show up to like the 3rd and 4th dragon and just were not able to contest them at all. The 4th one definitely. I think the 3rd one was close, but the 4th one they weren't even able to get into the pit, and they just got wiped there as well.
Yeah, they really did. And with Fearless, we're not going to see any of those picks. We had both called Praise the Snake to take game 1, and on paper they looked great, but the team play from SQRTL squad, the map control, the wave control, just prevented Sandy Snake from really doing anything on the Yorick, despite a lot of early pressure.
Yeah, I was surprised that he was not able to get to the turrets. I think he just I think because of how strong Vladimir got off of all of those kills he was picking up in multiple fights, he just ended up getting up about half an item to an item above the Yorick, and the Yorick just wasn't able to push him out. Because yes, I did state that the Vladimir can heal or can't kill the ghouls, but he can heal off of them. So you could just continually keep healing out. He's not going to really be taking damage unless the Yorick all-ins him. So, yeah, and also IREP did get trolled by Sir Aaron. Blame Sir Aaron for the messed up points.
Oh, sorry. Hey, shout out to Sir Aaron for producing tonight. Apologies for the shade, but Sir Aaron coming in, just coming in at the last minute and just setting everything up and being a total pro about it. So apologies for your internet points, but Sir Aaron's been doing great so far.
Of 46,000 internet points because I just don't bet. I just collect them.
You just collect. Yeah.
Yeah, I just click the button whenever it shows up. I think I've bet one time.
Yeah, I mean, hey, sometimes you just gotta sit there, click the button, and just grind away. But we're gonna be getting into game 2, and before we do, what do you think we're gonna see? Because we're not gonna see what we saw, and we're gonna see something different. And outside of stating those obvious facts, what do you think?
So I would assume that bans don't change, is what I'd guess. I don't know why they would. Pantheon will be off the table. Yone will be off the table. Those are probably the 2 standouts of champions that would probably be hard locked in if they were left open. Actually, Luciv is on blue side. They might take Pantheon from 12-inch, is what I would guess. That's the only possibility, and then use their ban for a 4th ban. Basically, they use their first pick as a 4th ban.
Yeah,
and it looks like we are about to go into draft.
Yeah, they hyper prioritized the Yasuo last game, and it didn't really pay off for them. So it looked like SQRTL squad was not concerned about the Yasuo, or they felt like the Vex was going to be.
They had a counter, right?
Yeah, they were prepared. And also, I wanted to call out something we didn't mention in game 1 was it was very subtle, but just that lane swap where Control, I think after he either died or he got pushed out, and him and Vex just flipped. Right after, I think Vex got a kill or they got the first dragon, and that really seemed to adjust and stabilize what they needed as we're into Champion Select. So, yeah, either way, they looked ready to game plan against the Yasuo, and it worked great.
Yeah. Okay. Hui. Was that banned last game? I'm trying to recall.
Yes, Hui was the first.
I think it was. Game. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was. We had on the blue side, it was Hui, Pantheon. Yone was also the first ban on red side. Yeah, it was Hui, Pantheon, and then Rumble was the second ban. I would expect another Rumble ban.
Yeah. I'm surprised that they're banning Pantheon. They could really? Luciv plays it. He has played it in TCL already, and he was carrying his team on it. I'm not sure why they don't just first pick it. It would be if they did make it to game 3, it'd be banned for the rest of the series anyway. So But maybe they have something in the back. I don't know.
I don't know if based on what we've been talking about, Bursty Assassins doesn't really seem okay. So pretty much bans are unchanged.
So
Bands
Pantheon is
Stylus was the last ban. That was the one I
yeah.
was forgetting. But yeah, the bans are completely unchanged.
So
except, yeah.
So Pantheon is not an assassin anymore. Pantheon is a bruiser. He
Fair
goes full bruiser, and he also has an ability that just stops him from taking damage. So he gets to just be in the middle of fights whenever he wants to. And a TF first pick.
What?
I would assume that's Hippogriff.
What?
But I don't think I've seen him play that, unless he just started playing it. They might be going for some like wild plays, I guess.
Double global. Shen. Are we gonna see a Shen top TF mid? The old school double global.
I was about to say if they locked in that Yasuo, I was gonna be very unhappy with them.
Yeah. Well, okay. So let's just speculate here while the rest of the pick's coming out. The TF is mid is the obvious choice, but AD carry TF, jungle TF, top lane TF.
Jungle TF, very unlikely.
Okay.
ADTF was a thing like last year, but Riot neutered that build because it was being seen a lot of in pro play, and it was just kind of really OP top lane because like no top laner could play against it.
Yeah.
So
I remember beta in like late beta or season 1 ADTF was a thing, and it was just
you hit E and your E is your teleport across the entire map.
No. His map it was a global, but it was his ulti. So, but he had the proc, and he would just chase you down, and then it was fun. But we see a Poppy being grabbed. Could be a Poppy jungle. Wukong on the other side. Interesting, because there's a lot of different. A lot of flexes. The Karma's probably support, but that is support. Not. Who knows?
I would assume Poppy jungle, but it could be Poppy top.
Yeah, I would expect Poppy jungle as well.
Yeah, I'm assuming TF 80 or TF mid, not TDF, TF ADC. But TF blind pick first is very ambitious as well, as I'll say. That champion is not good in lane. And there's a Draven pick.
Yeah, and also what are they worried about? Like, who's gonna ban a TF? like who's gonna say, you know who I don't want to deal with? Twisted Fate.
So they don't think that TF is mid lane.
I don't think
maybe it's
TF,
not. I don't
think the TF is mid lane either. I think it's an AD.
Okay.
I think it's AD or it's a wild jungle pick.
There's like no way that's going jungle. I don't think he can reasonably clear.
All right.
Maybe. I don't think so.
I would ask how many internet points you want to gamble on it, but you're not a gambling man, so. And we don't condone gambling on this stream. It's you don't want to do that. Be responsible, folks. Cho'Gath being banned, Annie as well.
All on red. Put it all on red.
Put it all on red. Team.
Yeah.
My
bad. I misspoke.
Yeah, I don't know, because I mean on the Portal Squad side, it's pretty clear where everything is going. I mean, the Wukong can flex a little bit, but it's going to be Draven Bard bot lane. That is a terrifying lane. And it looks like they're betting on this TF being an AD, because that is a bully lane if I've ever seen one. And the Malzahar being the final ban. So yeah, one more ban on the side of
on the mid laner on Hippo.
On Snek. You think it's gonna be it could be one more aimed at the mid laner. Probably gonna be maybe the Vex if they really thought it was
Vex
a problem.
Can't be banned.
No, there's the Mel. Oh yeah, right, because Vex is off the table. Mel. We saw last week, either last week, or the week before. Boobly had a great game on Mel. So let's see what he's gonna bring up.
I would assume Xerath is probably what he goes to.
Yeah.
I think that's his next. Yep, there it is.
Yep. That's gonna be the one.
For now that he's next to. Okay, so yeah, I think it is. If this is locked in, it is a Twisted Fate mid. And
it might be a Wukong mid as well. Which no, never mind. It's gonna be
Wukong.
Xerath TF is gonna be yikes.
Wukong should be in the role. If the Poppy is top lane, the Wukong should be jungle. If the Poppy is jungle, the Wukong should also be jungle, unless there's like a really good matchup for it top.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks okay. I guess it is a top TF. Maybe.
Oh.
We are hovering mid lane
Yeah.
champions.
Okay.
So it,
I, think might be
I guess
trolling us.
Sandy saw that
hold
control.
on. Do not bite on the scroll. Okay, we can bite on the. We can bite on the.
Okay, we can bite. So I guess
I was waiting for the 3 second
Yeah.
swap back to someone else. But yeah, so it's gonna be an Orianna mid lane for Hippo, a top lane. Oh wait, I mean, hold up. I almost want to just pause and wait and see where they actually go, because this could be an Orianna top. Sandy's a mid laner.
Yeah.
Sandy, it could be an Ori top. Ori is a relatively safe champion, good duelist. That's probably a Mordekaiser top. We'll see.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So that Mordekaiser, if this is an ADTF, and Sandy, I'm assuming Sandy will be piloting it, can pilot it well, the Mordekaiser will not be having fun. But this is entirely reliant on TF pretty much perfectly spacing him. If he messes up spacing one time, he dies instantly.
Yep.
So it's game 1 was won by Squirtle Squad.
Yep. Yeah, for those of you that just joining us, we had a pretty fun game 1 where Praise Snake Daily came out hot, but Squirtle Squad did a really good job prioritizing Dragon, and they were able to kind of flip it in Act 2, get Soul, and just run away with it at about 25 minutes.
It was pretty much just a Dragon stack into win type of game.
Yep.
This draft is, from Snek, I think is entirely reliant on how strong this Twisted Fate ends up being.
Yeah.
Because if his gold card does not cause a kill when it lands, that's all their CC.
Yep.
That's it.
That said, on the other side, I'm rooting for it because I love Twisted Fate. One of my favorite champions. Yep. I've never been able to play him consistently, but he's so much fun a good Twisted Fate is so much fun to watch. Everybody except for maybe Wukong on the side of Squirtle Squad is very low mobility. So there are a lot of opportunities for Twisted Fate to fly in and exert his will, right? He's able to, he can use his first ulti to help out a teammate. He can come in and skirmish. He's got a lot of different champions that can help him in terms of, the Karma speed boost, Poppy protecting Wombo. I could see a coordinated gank into the mid lane with Hippo coordinated level 6 with the Xerath. It's also going to be about Hippo being really smart with his wave control, because if he just YOLO pushes, that Wukong is going to be up in his business all day long. So I'm really going to be. I know you're watching the top lane. I'm watching the mid lane because this is. I played Orianna. She was one of my main champions when I was playing competitively, and it's a hard matchup for Ori, but if you do it right, you can make Xerath's life miserable.
Yeah, if you catch an ult on Xerath, he's probably dead. If either if you are at the point where you can just one-shot him, or if you have your jungler nearby, which Poppy should reasonably be able to follow up on an Oriole, and at that point, this Xerath is just dead. He's not getting out of any gank if he's caught.
Yeah, the thing that scares me though is the 2v2. The Wukong Xerath scares me with an Orianna.
So if it's Poppy, Wukong can't really threaten much because he can't engage. His E gets blocked by Poppy W. So he has to use his W to get in after the E, because Poppy's W will only block 1 dash per champion.
Yeah.
But after that, he's kind of a sitting duck, and if he doesn't kill someone with the ult right then. I
feel like Luciv's going to be going bot lane. There's so much kill potential on both sides in the bot lane, and I feel like that's going to be an explosive lane. Draven Bard versus or it's going to be top lane trying to get the TF going.
Okay, so the TF does have lethal tempo, so it is AD.
Okay,
and the Draven does not have cleanse, so he has to not get hit by gold cards, or he will just have an Ori combo or a MF ult dropped on his head and will probably die.
That is brave. That is very brave. That is a master level. That is a master level flex. So it's going to be master. I believe Sandy. I don't think Sandy's master, but former master.
We'll have to see.
I
think this will. I think this will be very clear how this will go for top lane within probably the first 5 minutes.
Okay.
I think
Make a
if we
prediction.
see like a 15 to 20 CS lead on TF in the first 5 minutes, we'll know what probably the outcome of at least the early game is, which is going to be TF kind of running it. If that does not happen and Mordekaiser is farming fine or even gets a kill, I think TSS just takes it. I think they have the better comp otherwise.
All right. Well, all right, man. Put your money where your mouth is. Who's going to take it?
I think that Squirtle Squad will take it. I think
Okay.
they have the way better comp this time.
I
think-
agree with you, but just because I love Twisted Fate, I'm gonna probably vote against my own self interest and go with Praise Snake Daily because I want to see an ADTF run over a game.
Yeah, I think just the level of execution that the comp from PTSD has and needs to put out is extremely high. Like they need to play pretty much perfectly. At least
They
for
do.
the early game. And if they can make it through early game and they have items and the TF is strong, I think they are a genuine threat in team fights because the TF will just throw a gold card at someone and they will just die. There's no one on this team except for maybe Wukong and Mord that can tank a gold card and live if the other abilities are dropped on after.
Absolutely, and I will say Hippo is definitely the X factor here because if he can get going on Orianna, that follow up is there's dead, right? It's gold card. If they get gold card on a priority target, that is the easiest shockwave of your life. But yeah, we're gonna have to see very, very quickly what this is gonna look like. Yeah, I'm gonna go with PTSD to take it, but my brain says you're probably right, but my heart wants you to be wrong.
I mean, I was wrong last time, and
it's true. You did say that Squirtle Squad, and I agreed with you that Squirtle Squad needs a lot of things to go right. So I'm gonna follow my heart this time.
yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting. Very patient play. I feel like I'm so used to seeing just so many bloodthirsty games where people are just fighting right off the bat. But oh man, yep, there's the ADTF.
Yeah, like Mord
that
isn't
is
having fun.
gross. No, that's a bad day for the Lord of Darkness.
If he can stay even in farm, though, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
As long as he stays even in farm, he will hit a point with like Rylai's and probably one more item where he can just click R on TF and kill him.
Yeah,
But if he can't hit that point, then
yikes.
it's suffering.
Yeah, it's gonna be really, really aggressive play from
He has a
12
lot
inch.
of heals
Going low
behind
though,
him.
yeah, taking a lot of minion damage as you mentioned. Great vision in that near brush, but a flash in, double stun, first blood, could be a second. Oh, Jazz gets out with single digit health. Wow.
That would have been really bad if a cash out happened there. It's still not very good, but it would have been very difficult if a cash out happened there for Draven at 2 minutes, 3 minutes of the game.
And how unfortunate, but we see in the mid lane, Hippo starting to bully. I was going to say how unfortunate the timing, because Luciv was about to finish his clear and could have potentially helped out in that side, but just a great play by Caridian, able to get the double stun off, and an over-aggressive positioning by the PTSD bot lane, just not able to make it happen. And oh no, don't face check that. That's very, very scary with the minions. I guess Poppy's going to try to come in. Oh, okay, never mind. Good bait. Excellent bait. Well done. Well played. Totally expected. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I think MF flashed to try to get 12 inch, and then she was just taking a ton of damage on the wave. She may need to take a recall though at some point because she is chunked out.
Yeah, she's gonna need to do it right now if she wants, because that bot lane is coming back now. But she's actually gonna be greeting for it, and
she is a little bit faster.
Oh, there she goes. Okay, so they pushed up.
Yeah, she is MF, so she does get to lane probably the fastest out of any champion League of Legends. But
yeah, she's strutting.
It's
so that
still not the greatest.
Nope. No, it's not. So she's able to get an early Vamp Scepter, which is nice. And Hippo doing a decent job. Yeah, doing a decent job of dodging these. This is where he wants to be. Forder, a big fighting game guy, really loves kind of that 1v1, doing the neutral game. Orianna is the queen of the neutral game. We see Caridian, though, in fighting games, you are 1v1, not necessarily, oh no, but here comes a flash coming in. Nice job, Elusive, able to do cleanup crew, so it's going to be a 1-for-1 mid for support, but looks like Hippo's actually going to lose a full wave off of that, so it's a bad day for him.
It's not great that Bard's getting the kills, but he is getting, it looks like he's going Leandries, so he is going to have an accelerated Leandries, and that could be a little bit painful if he's roaming around a lot, making plays. But leaving Draven on his own is kind of not the most optimal thing to do.
No, you figure with that lane they want to be bullying. They want to be using the Bard's advantage to try to get the Draven snowballing. But yeah, Sandy just pushing away and just having a wonderful time. But you mentioned the farm differential, not a huge one. He's slowly squeaking his way to 10. But it, not what we were looking for. You mentioned 15 to 20, so a little bit behind schedule at about 5 minutes in, but he's about to make his first back, and TF is a little bit rough before he gets his items. But we see in the bot lane, it looks like it's going to be a 4-for-2 situation. Lucid is just going to try to get out of there, does get stunned off. Shockwave does hit, great hit onto both people, but it's not going to be enough. Oh man, Ryoglu getting out. So many close calls in this one, Hippo. I think you're done. I think you're done, dude. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, wow. Okay, here comes Sandy. Boobly able to flash out, and Sandy not able to turn things around, but the turnaround teleport flashes over the wall, able to secure the kill. So a pretty gross 2-for-1 in favor of the Squirtle squad, and Sandy staying a little bit too long and doing a bit of an aggressive pathing, and he's going to pay for it with his life.
The Draven just got to cash out when they tried to dive him, too.
Yikes. Yeah, that's rough. That's really rough. That is not a good situation for PTSD. Caridian low on health. Elusive is going to try to clean this one up, but he did walk through a ward, so he does have his Hex Flash, so he could potentially go for this. But good vision control for the Squirtle squad, and Elusive is just getting collapsed upon. He does have an escape route, and yeah, Ryoglu's just going to wave at him and walk away. But Dragon is live, and all told, looks like it's going to be advantage Squirtle squad, and their Dragon strategy in game 1 worked out really well for them.
The TF does have Swifties now, so it's a lot more difficult for Mord, though. It's very hard for him to do pretty much anything, if the spacing is there.
Yep, and it looks like Sandy's trying to take full advantage of this. Hippo, if we look in the mid lane, bit of a lead for the Xerath, but Jazz is there to provide a little bit of support. Gonna try to get the snare. Oh no, good stun by Boobly to try to get away, and he succeeds. But Ryoglu actually starting up on the Scuttler, starting up on the Dragon. Caridian's gonna help out with the Scuttler, and yeah, this is gonna be Dragon again for the Squirtle squad. They have been prioritizing this objective almost exclusively at the expense of all others. And yeah, we're seeing, as in the bot side, oh man, Control looks like he is gonna maybe get away. Oh man, good spacing by Sandy, but we see Dragon going down, and then 12-inch going down as well. Lucive's gonna try to get a kill, but there is no flash, does not get the knock-up, but there's the follow-up knock-up, and he's gonna get one more whack, and Sandy gets away just on a nice edge with this Twisted Fate, and he's succeeding.
I can recall what the build is on ADTF. I think it's Ginsu's first, but it might be Bork. I remember it was just a bunch of on-hit and attack speed, and you just threw cards at people and they died.
Ginsu's would make sense.
It's normally not a first item, but because of the double hit thing, it gives him a bunch of E procs. That's like I think the main reason why I think it was Ginsu's. And I know they went rapid fire at some point for the range, but
yeah, Lucive actually.
It looks like it's a. Or no, that's not a Bork, because Bork would have a...
No, he doesn't have any lifesteal. But yeah, Lucive able to grab one Grubby, but Ryoglu and Control are there. Ryoglu does have Flash and is going to be able to push him off. Control is there as well. But here comes Sandy Snake trying to finish off the Grublets. The rest of the team is there, so it's going to be a 3v3 skirmish, 4v3, excuse me. Caridian roaming all over the place, but in the bottom side, we keep missing these bottom side kills. Or Draven, you called it. As soon as Caridian leaves, immediate engage from Jazz.
Yeah, they're
death timer again from 12-inch.
That's a rough play from Squirtle Squad, because they didn't even get 2. The feat actually went to the blue team because they got 2, because Lucive walked up and smited the second one in front of them.
Oh yeah.
And then so they got 2, and Squirtle Squad got 1, and then also Snek also just got a kill on Draven bot lane. So
Yeah.
the red side overloaded top side to get one grub.
Yeah,
And
and praise the
Lucifer.
Snake. Yeah, and praise the Snake, doing a great job. Elusive, really clutch on a lot of these smites when he's able to get into position, and a bloodless steal as well, able to walk in, walk out, no problem. The 12-inch turning things around. I think he heard us, but here comes the teleport off of the overcommit. Hippo's going to try to make something happen, but he gets immediately stunned. That's going to be a big old owie. And that's going to be a dead Hippogriff and a wasted teleport, and that's going to be a complete obliteration of the bot lane. 3-0 in favor of the Draven. He is back in this game.
I don't know if Hippo had put his TP in before or after Karma died, but if he put it after, that's a really bad play. It's
Tell me how you really feel.
That was an int. That was an int.
That was, yeah. Hey, you know what? It happened. It looked like he was channeling as they were. It looks like he was channeling as they were fighting, but still, just a very aggressive situation. Maybe a little bit of an overcommit. Maybe a little bit of a confidence thing, where they felt like they were doing something. Because they did, as we said, they had a couple of really big plays early, and this seems to be PTSD's pattern, where they're able to get in and fight early, and then they make some mental mistakes, and they're keeping Squirtle Squad in it. And Squirtle Squad is not the kind of team you want to be able to stay in it, especially with a 3-1 and 3 Zerath, a Draven with 3 kills who's already cashed in. Not a good situation for them as you approach the 12-minute mark.
I would say the one thing that is going for Praise the Snek Daily is they are getting a decent-ish CS lead in top and a pretty solid CS lead in bot through the Bard. Like, because of the Bard roams, the Draven is falling behind in CS. But because he's Draven and he's cashed out a few times, the gold is pretty much equalized because of that.
Yeah, and you make a good point that a lot of the gold. If we could actually get a quick flip to the gold. Yeah, thank you. So we can see that a lot of the gold actually it's on the Draven and it's on the Zerath. Both of them are very low mobility champions that a Twisted Fate can get behind. So with the right situation and with the right fight, that gold could get wiped off the map.
Yeah, and TF obviously has his thing where he gets a bunch of gold for playing the game, so he will just be accelerated automatically by existing, but he's also getting kills, so...
Yeah, absolutely. Side note, remind me to tell Hippogriff about how to farm with Orianna, because he's doing the QW thing, which you gotta do the QEQ. Gotta do QEQ. It's just the way. But anyway, just gonna say, QW, it sounds great. I'm just saying, it sounds great, but QW is very expensive. QEQ is very cheap, and it allows you to save W for harassment.
Hippo nearly just died. Huh.
Yes, he did, and but he did survive. Elusive took a giant chunk, and is about to take another one. Owie, trying to defend this play, but we see, oh man, 12-inch getting low again, does break the tether, but the big chunks out from Jazz and MF.
TF is
there,
side.
walk through
TF
a
is
wall.
bot side.
Yes, he is, but he's actually just going to have to defend mid lane because they're just getting ravaged by this Zerath. That is a problem because he finished his first item, and he's just cleaning these waves out and out pushing Hippo. It's one of the reasons why I said, hey, QEQ, because QEQ is the most effective way to farm without burning through all your mana, and it lets you save the W for harass. So if you want to just leave your ball in the wave, and if they walk by, you can hit them with a quick pop. But unfortunately, he is not doing that. So then his W's on cooldown. There's no harass pressure, and the Zerath is able to take advantage. Sandy
just dodged like 6 abilities.
Yeah, oh man, that is scary. Here comes a flash in from Ryoku, flash out from Sandy. Elusive is gonna, in the middle of 3 people, just trying to stay alive. He does, wow. And super big discipline, kiting back is everybody. And here comes the MF. Bullet time drops a lot of low health bars, but no deaths quite yet. Don't over chase, guys. You're gonna have to back off. And here comes Draven flashing forward, trying to get the kill. Does get the catch, but what a great stun off of the edge of the wall. Ryoku comes in to try to help out. Great Bard ult to try to slow things down, but that's gonna be a dead monkey and a shutdown, and potentially a dragon.
Yeah, that should be dragon for blue. They that was ambitious from multiple people on blue side. They all made like extremely ambitious plays, and now Pridion's making another one.
Yeah, it seems
I
like
think
staying
it's
late
fine.
to the party is the name of the game right now because everybody's doing it. You know, it's I get
Like,
that it's cool and all, but just because
I-
everybody's doing it doesn't mean you need to.
I'm curious how much the Draven cashed out there because he blew flash and barrier to get a kill on a support, I believe, and then died and got his jungler killed and lost dragon. So it's, I would say that's not worth, unless it was like a 1K cash out, but I don't think it was.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god,
don't think it's worth
Jazz! It didn't show on Stream. Jazz just walked up to red buff and stole red from Ryoklu.
Oh, he did! Oh man, that is fantastic. Heads up play by Jazz. Able to get it. Thank you for watching. We've got Lyle in on spectate, catching all the things that we are not able to. So we'll give you the radio play-by-play to the best of our ability. But yeah, this Xerath is just applying so much passive pressure. Look at the health bar on that mid turret. He's not even hitting the turret. He's just clearing the wave and walking. Yes, Rook, this is Emax ADTF.
Yes, that's what you
Welcome
do
to
on
the party,
ADTF.
buddy.
So if once this herald is taken, could the or I guess this is also play bot lane.
Oh man. Yeah, so we're gonna see a stun and a dead Draven. Rift Herald does go down and a teleport to try to make a cleanup. Six take, but there goes the hammer, knocking him into the stratosphere and out of the fight. Caridian's gonna do his best to defend this turret, but I don't know if that's the best situation. Just trying to buy himself time. Good use of Bartle to stop the assault. But yeah, it's gonna be 1-1 Dragon taking stock, 17 minutes in.
So
Pretty even game, but a little bit of an edge to PTSD.
So while we have downtime, producer, can you click Sandy Snake and can you hover over his E? So notice how he gets a bunch of bonus attack speed just for putting points into it, and also the damage on the on hit is increased. That's basically for ADTF you max EWQ, and that's why he's doing that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Professor Lyle, thank you so much. I've never actually run that. I remember seeing it in season 1, but I never ran it myself. It's always looked really fun, just running someone down or just throwing cards at them.
They buffed it last year. They basically made it so that the gold generation he gets from his passive scales with his crit chance. So he gets
what?
Yeah. So basically, you know how, so right now he gets with just normal no crit chance, he gets 1 to 6 per every kill that he gets on a minion. When he gets crit chance, it rolls the crit chance, and then if it hits the crit, it rolls it that 1 to 6 again. So he gets double dip on the gold, basically.
Yeah, that's.
And then also they increased the AD ratio on his E, on his Q, and on his W, and that was why he was so strong.
Yep, and you mentioned the Rage Blade. Yeah, you mentioned
Yeah.
the Rage Blade as the first item. Looks like that was the first item, but.
And I believe he.
Yeah.
Plays happening bot and top.
Yeah, we see Blade in the top. Looks like 12 inch is going to die. Let's jump to the bottom side and see what happens. It looks like yeah,
Sandy did get out.
He did get out barely, but he did lose the turret, unfortunately. So control starting to be a problem. Do not go the Rylai's as you had mentioned. Decided to go Protobell instead.
I mean that works as well. I forgot that Protobell got buffed. Protobell's a bit better now. Rylai's used to just got to be the unanimous first item.
See ya. So that looks like it's going to be 2 turrets for Control. So Control doing his best Sandy impression from game 1 and just knocking out these turrets. But Sandy is back and looks like he's going to be able to save this this outer. Yeah, Control. That's probably why he got the extra mobility, because TF is just scooting away, and that's the value of the karma with the ADTF. This is just gross. If they're able to get a tether or some kind of slowdown, the really big risk is over chasing. Sandy flashing over directly into Ryoklu. Control trying to stay alive as best he can. He goes down. It's still a 2v1 situation, but they do have movement speed and 2 people coming. Great Bartle from Caridian. Gonna try to snare them both. Does not get either of them. Is able to hit Elusive, but here comes Misfortune on the backside, getting 1 hit onto Ryoklu, but smartly staying away. So a bit of an overchase and a very ambitious blind flash into a Wukong ult. And unfortunately, PTSD not able to do quite what they wanted.
Yeah, I mean, it all for just for all that, it didn't just amount to a 1-for-1, but
probably and top outer for the Squirtle squad.
Oh yeah, and also I didn't notice Orion also died. top lane.
Yeah, that's been a consistent thing. Orianna has
He's
just been
not
dying.
having fun. Yeah,
He's
been
not
kinda
having a
getting
good day.
destroyed by Buble.
Yep. Bubley's having a great season. Bubley just showing up pretty consistently. Both games has been doing great.
He's been getting a lot of just control mage fever, I guess. Just kind of getting to do whatever control mage would want to do.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dragon is up again. We are going to see not even close to slow, but this is going to be great Squirtle Squad coordination in terms of the Dragon. Rest of the team is there, but the Dragon's already gone. So it seems like at the 20-minute mark, the Squirtle Squad telepathic bond starts because that seems to be where they shine in this mid to late game macro.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Blue even bothered like looking at that Dragon. They kind of just walked to it when it was at half health, and they definitely knew that they were on it. So they kind of just watched them take the drag. But I guess that's the classic TCL, watch the enemy take the objective while you just stand there.
Yeah.
But
everybody needs an audience. You got to make them feel
yeah.
supported.
Yeah. Maybe pop some emotes. Why is Draven soloing Otacon? Okay, he's got his teammates now.
Because you want to know why? Because he's a jungler.
True.
The jungler instinct of I'll start the objective. Don't worry, guys.
I think he mains top and support, at least right now.
I thought he was a jungler. Oh, okay. I don't know. Someone can tell me.
I know he played jungle in a TCL season, but oh my god, Sandy is just
Boobly.
dead. Oh, Jazz is just dead too.
Wow, Boobly. Oh man. Wow.
Luciv might be dead as well. No,
yeah, I'm just gonna let them kind of do their thing. Boobly just sniping. Yeah. The Boobly MVP spam is real and justified. Boobly is having a fantastic game too. Being such great long-range rips, trying to force, Death Realm being put down onto Hippo and control.
I guess.
Unfortunately, control a little overly ambitious. Gonna try to get away, but he's not on his. Oh man, that's gonna be a 1v1 situation. Caridian gonna try to keep control alive and succeeds. Wow, that was really good Bard ult from Caridian.
Yeah, they I believe the Protobelt is working because he's against range champs. Is what I now like looking at it more. It's difficult to play Mord into so much range.
Yeah, it is, but it's going to be a fighting city 1v3 and control trying to get at least one kill, but good spacing by the side of PTSD, trying to prevent more PTSD and able to get the kill on him finally. But things are not looking good for them in terms of their coordination. Squirtle Squad once again just applying solid pressure across the board. The Draven is potentially dead, but it looks like MF and Poppy not on the same page. Where's the follow-up damage? I hope he's able to chase him down. Flash is out, and I don't know, man. I don't think he's gonna do that unless Sandy is able to pop his ult, but his ulti is not.
I said that while I was checking if TF had ult. I don't know why Draven was even there. Everyone else on his team was recalled. He just blew his flash for fun, essentially.
And Xerath ult is down now as well. It's on a fairly low cooldown, but that is a crucial cooldown that PTSD is gonna try to take advantage of. But yeah, Caridian.
They gotta target Buble.
Yeah, they gotta be careful. Oh man, can they knock out this Xerath? No, the rest of the team is here for Squirtle Squad. Luciv running for his life. Sandy's sake, not that far behind. And Sandy holding onto the gold card defensively. Gonna try to take advantage. Yes, and the dash keeps them alive. But yeah, back foot the whole way through.
Top lane, Hippo's having a good time.
And Hippo is doing his best to try to stay alive until he takes a bonk to the face. He's dead again.
Yeah, he's suffering. He's just getting proto-belted on and then ulted and dying and all. It's kind of unplayable.
Yeah, it's a rough situation for him. It just seems like he needs to be with his team, but it looks like Luciv is finding plays, but his follow-up damage is not there. With the Draven, if MF had come up and auto-attacked once or twice, but was so focused on farming the wave and getting the old 80 carry tunnel vision. Similarly, Hippo just continuously getting caught out in a 1v1 situation that he frankly can't handle. Can't handle the Mord right now. TF, maybe TF can handle the Mord, but I don't even know if TF can handle the Mord at this point.
I think currently the TF cannot handle the Mord. If he's in ult, at least. If he's out of ult, he can just kind of run a circles around him, but in ult, it is a lot harder. I'm trying to think as well if Hippogriff has died a single time in a non-solo kill this game.
I don't think he has.
I think he's been
Yeah, that's what I was saying. In a team fight, he's great. Oh no, that's an overcommit, y'all. That is the rest of the team hiding in their own jungle. Instant death, 2-0 easy for Squirtle Squad, and they are just continuing to extend their lead bit by bit as Dragon number 3 spawns. Terrible timing for PTSD.
Yeah, I mean, I think this. I was gonna mention, I think this Dragon Blue shouldn't have even contested it at all, but because it's only third Drake. But now they can't contest it ever. They aren't able to. Yep. But I was going to say though, I think they should just not contest drag and see if they can maybe try to contest Baron. Not contest, try to maybe sneak it, but the Mordekaiser stood up top and they also got 2 kills, so that play was pretty much impossible.
Yep, unfortunately, yeah, we were talking about it 20 minutes in, Squirtle Squad doing their thing and really moving well as a team, strong objective control. Look at the vision. Can we get a quick vision check on both sides as we see Twisted Fate coming in, try to make something happen? Oh no, the stun doesn't hit. The icy hit those, but here comes the Seraph! Oh my god. Okay, they got the kill, but at what cost?
He needs a wit's end. My god.
Yeah, seriously.
He needs
and Hippo died again.
Yeah, it wasn't a solo kill this time.
That's true, it wasn't a solo kill.
MF is severely caught out of position. This Bard could just walk up there, but I don't think he knows, or no one called on his team that MF was there.
Yep. And
now Xerath's out of condition.
Oh no, Boobly. Boobly's got a big shutdown, so he's going to have to be careful.
Yeah,
he's dead.
That's 1k to MF.
Bit of an overcommit. Okay. Not bad.
That's way back in. I don't know if that's full IE right there, but it's probably a decent chunk of IE.
Yeah, it certainly is. And with the way the Baron is set up, like one good Baron fight could absolutely mean the difference. Draven is dead. Boobly is dead. PTSD has to do something if they want to stay alive in this game now.
That is actually definitely full Baron. Or not IE, because he has 2 of the components already. He has IE on base.
Yep, and we see supportal combat. Looks like Jazz getting the better side of that. Rest of the team is going for a back, and it looks like they're just going to reset, playing very, very passive, despite all of that gold being off the table right now for Squirrel Squad.
I hadn't noticed this as well, but somehow there's a 70 CS gold farm lead in bot lane right now.
Yeah.
Technically even more if you include the supports, but I don't know where Music's getting his CS from.
Got me, man. I've just been seeing MF farm, and like that's actually been my concern, is that MF is too busy farming to do anything. But with the IE now, all right, let's see a really solid bullet time. You know, let's see we get a bullet time shockwave, someone's dead. And if you can get either the Xerath or the Draven, that's going to be a good situation. If
Sandy can flash W Xerath and then just drop a bullet time on his head, he probably dies. And also,
that's what they need. They need a flank. Oh no, but Sandy's getting caught out. So Sandy can't do anything when he's dead.
Yeah.
So that's just a bad situation across the board. But as you said, they need a really solid flank on the TF, and they can't do that when they have absolutely no vision. They're going to Baron. I don't think it's going to tech. Can I get a quick vision check on? Can I see what red has versus what blue has? That's what blue has.
Blue sees them. Yeah, blue sees them.
And this is what red has. Red is lit up. Red top and bot side jungle is lit up so well. So yeah, we can get back to normal. Thank you. Once again, shout out to Aaron doing his thing. But yeah, they're starting Baron. I don't really see how they can contest it.
Wukong's taking a lot of damage.
Yes, and Shockwave is there. Oh man, there goes the bullet time. They're trying to get Luciv in there. Oh no, but the Draven actually gets the Baron. But a fantastic Poppy ult. It's not going to stop Xerath, though. He's just going to be dropping the house on them, AP edition. And that's going to be an ace on Luciv extended. There it is. That's going to be the ace. Squirtle Squad running over PTSD as we approach the magical 30-minute mark. Inner's going to go down, probably inhibitor turret as well if they stick around. And yeah, just PTSD just doesn't look like they can get it together after that 15-minute mark when we start looking at that middle late game macro.
Yeah, this might be game as well.
Oh yeah, they may just actually finish the game.
The Karma's respawning. They all got 10. They might try. Yeah, it looks like they're trying. People will
have
respawn.
Incredible wave clear.
Jazz is walking out on his own though, which is not.
Yeah. It is a little scary, and this could be an overcommit from them. Yeah, they're gonna flash. They're all gonna get out of there. Here comes Sandy, gonna try to knock things out, but Xerath is there. Luciv trying to zone him out on his own. Control has Sandy in the death realm, but Control's just gonna die. Sandy gets a huge shutdown, and Luciv is just chasing down Boobly. Luciv, pretty much the only tanky person in this entire lineup, able to take those long-term turret shots.
It is while Dragon's spawning as well.
Exactly, and this is for Soul. So PTSD has to secure this right now while they have a couple of folks down. Smite is down. They cannot chase these kills. I can hear Luciv in the comments be like, guys, we need to get Dragon.
Yeah, Karma and TF's top. I mean, sure. Karma's, I guess, clearing the wave for support. Oh, they cannot let this Xerath steal this.
No,
okay, they're just waiting. They're waiting. Okay.
Yep, good patience. Very good patience on that one. And then Sandy is able to take topside, able to get some push in. And that's the thing that they've really needed and they haven't been able to get, is that push on the side of PTSD. And oh no.
Just as an aside, because I checked chat, Leandri's is a viable first item on Bard nowadays. You just go it and deal damage.
Yeah.
Locket is, you don't,
auto. Yeah.
Leandri's with Deadman, you just roam around, throw a meep at someone, and or a chime at meep. You throw a meep at someone, and they just get chunked for like a quarter of their health.
Yeah, that's gross.
It's Locket. You do not care about your teammates when you're playing Bard. You're playing Bard.
Yep.
Like,
Bard does not concern himself with mortal affairs.
as long as someone is dying, you don't care. As long as it's not, or well, as long as it's the enemy team that's dying, which you're a damage dealer essentially as Bard. I would say the only supports that deal more damage than you as Bard are like Zyra and Brand.
Yeah.
Maybe Lux as well.
Oh, and Sandy walks back into the second Wukong ult. Another great Bard ult. Oh, into the Boobly Q. Caridian having a couple of really well-timed ultis, and Boobly just continuing to run things over. This is gross. Take a shower, Boobly. You're filthy.
Bo just got sniped from full by 3 Xerath ult shots and died.
I got nothing.
Yeah, I think this is over at this point. I don't see how they hold this.
Yeah, it's just someone check Boobly for aimbot. This is insane. Wow. Yep, that's gonna do it, y'all. I don't know if they're gonna give him the ace, but Luciv is just trying his best to stay alive at this point, and that's gonna be a clean, I'm not gonna say clean, but a very convincing 2-0 victory for the SQRTL squad on the back of a nasty Xerath performance.
Yeah, I would agree that Xerath kind of went crazy. I think the amount of ult shots that he was hitting were a lot higher than the amount of ult shots he was missing. So that's a pretty good Xerath. He had a Mejai's that was fully stacked for basically the entire game the moment he bought it. He died once when he had it, and then immediately stacked it back up. And he just kind of carried game 2. Like, he was kind of sleeping in game 1. I won't say that he did that much in game 1, but he kept the Yasuo on lockdown. And in game 2, yeah, I mean, he literally doubled the rest of his team's damage.
Yep. He really did. I mean, control popped off in that game 1. Control and 12-inch kind of popped off, but yeah, in the game 2, it was all Boobly. And
yeah,
I mean, I believe someone check me that he has not gotten MVP yet this season, because
I believe that he has not gotten one as well.
He's not gotten. Okay. Yep. All right. Let's give it to him.
Yeah, I think Boobly deserves it.
Oh yeah, especially for that game 2. Yeah. All right, let's get him here. Hey, Boobly, congratulations. You are MVP, very specifically for that Xerath performance where you had a fully stacked Mejai's, landed absolutely every ult, and were just a menace across the board. How are you feeling?
I feel pretty good. That second game was definitely I had a little bit more opportunity. I feel like the first game was just me not inting, and that was good enough because my team carried us. Control in particular on that Vladimir first game was great, but yeah, I heard Lyle say I was landing more ults than I was missing, and that's really all it takes.
It was a little bit more than just that, because usually it was 3 ult shots and Orianna was dead from full health.
Yeah, it got a little out of hand for sure.
Yeah.
Truthfully, that like as soon as they lock the Orianna, that matchup's pretty easy for me. There's not a lot of like pressure Orianna has, and anytime she pushes up on you, you can absolutely outtrade her. I bought tier 2 boots pretty early as well, and then he could just never actually trade into me, so he's just kind of getting melted down and eventually bullied out.
Yeah, he was suffering.
Yeah, he was having a rough game too. But all praise to you. You took full advantage. Let's talk about game 1 because we've talked about your Xerath and you had a great Xerath. So in game 1, as you mentioned, not able to do as much as you wanted to, and kind of taking more of a support role to control and 12-inch. What was your mental kind of going into game 2 in order to really pop off like you did, especially after game 1 where you're like, maybe I didn't do as well as I wanted to?
Honestly, it got more out of hand. I think I approached it with the same mentality. I was just gifted with more opportunities this time around. In game 1, I don't know. It was a little weird. I don't have as much time on Vex compared to Xerath, so there's a little bit of like learning I have on that champ left. But the matchup in Yasuo is just so like brain dead. I don't know if you guys had the camera on it, but in the bottom lane at one point I had like he eat on me and I just pressed all my buttons and he blew up and I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to like do anything. It just kind of unfortunately it's tough.
I commented on it literally at level 1 of the first time you interacted with Yasuo. Yasuo E'd through the wave 3 times and had 3 of your passives procced on him and had electrocute and lost half his health.
Yeah, I think right after that he kind of realized what the situation was and played a little bit more carefully and less spammy. But yeah, I don't know. I just had to live. I mean, we had a lot of other scalers. We're very confident in the champions we pick, and we definitely don't wait till the very last second to lock anything in. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the second game it was mine to lose. I just got into a much better position altogether.
And you did not lose.
I did not lose.
No, you didn't. Something we were talking about, and I definitely noticed this, was it seems at about 20 minutes or so, y'all just lock in as a team. Is there something in either your communication or the game plan that changes between the first 15 to 20 minutes of the game and 15 to 20 minutes on?
Nothing. I don't know. I mean, I feel like we're a lot looser in the first half of the game for whatever reason. There's definitely a lot of memes in Flame, but it's gentle. It's positive. Nobody's hurt by it. And then usually by the time we're like grouping and actually communicating, I feel like that's when we're kind of clicked in together. I feel like especially when we have champions that have those like long-reaching, like semi-global alts, we definitely seem to do very well with those. I don't know how many of them we'll continue to get, but we'll see. I think our jungle fights, whenever we're scrapping, that seems to be our prime for sure.
Oh yeah, no, the scraps were real, especially I don't think we actually saw a 5v5 team fight in game 1. I think it was all skirmishes or picks. It was wild.
Yeah, I don't know that we all grouped maybe near the end.
There might have been like one right at the end, but that's it.
It was a little weird because especially the second game, there were like opportunities I think they were trying to take to group up, but then I just had vision on them and poke them out before they could participate. There was a couple times where I think I got Ori or Sandy kind of caught out before they could even, do anything meaningful. So
yeah. So I've got a question for you. So you guys lost in week 1, and then what happened after that? Because after that, you guys have been kind of stomping your opponents after a pretty lackluster week 1. Did anything change in your mental? Did anything
Yeah, I would say we're definitely in a much better spot. We've put a lot more time together. We're not getting like a mountain of 5-man practice, but we're trying to make sure that we at least get like 2 or 3 people together as much as possible. So I think it's just a matter of like getting used to each other, feeling each other out. And then truthfully, I think you guys just have a very good team. And I don't know if we were like fully prepared to match up against that, but I am feeling a lot better if there's a rematch coming up here. I don't know the schedule, but
I think
Yeah,
that would be
well-
in finals or quarterfinals or something like that.
I'll see you in
Yeah,
finals,
well-
buddy. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, there
Yeah.
it is. All right, the gauntlet has been thrown, Boobly. Any final words for the viewers at home before you go celebrate with your team?
Not much, honestly. Thanks for watching. I had a wonderful time. You guys are great.
All
Shout
right.
out to the team.
Thank you.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to
Congratulations,
your
Squirtle
team.
Squad. Yeah, congratulations, Squirtle Squad. Congratulations, Boobly. Go celebrate with your team, man. You deserve it.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. That's going to do it for us. Lyle, any final thoughts before we call it a night on a pretty convincing win?
Yeah, so make sure to show up for tomorrow's game. It'll be my team, historically non-toxic, which was looking quite toxic today. One of our players was having a great time, and versus Golden Retriever Energy, who is having a great time, period, because they've been winning so many games.
Oh yeah. Historically not toxic. Yeah. Okay. Go.
Hey,
What?
me and Spurg are fine. It's just the other three.
it's yeah. That's the tail, right? It's like I'm fine. That's everybody else. No, I hear it. I'm joking. But yeah, Lyle, thank you so much for casting with me.
Yeah.
Big shout out once again to Sir Aaron for producing. That's gonna do it to us for tonight. I'm Jaws. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
When darkness falls, you are my light. You take my hand and hold it tight. You are my home. I know it now. Don't let me go. We're safe and sound. I see your beauty shine. You radiate with light. Our hearts dancing time. You're one of a kind. Shine on and feel my heart. We're never lost, even when I'm gone. Like circles on from near and far, above the flower bed. As we watch the stars, and we'll never be lost. You are my home. You feel my pain. My soul is yours to